Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe. It's Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Just to let you know how the reading's going to go, we do your weekly check-in first. Then we have a look at more specifically your work, stroke finance, and we also have a look at your love life during the week. I'd like to say, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me this week for your reading. And yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hi there, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart, guys. This is your week ahead reading. We're looking at the 15th to the 21st of June, 2020. For the reading this week, guys, we are using the Dark Mansion Tarot. I haven't used this in a minute. For a long time, this hasn't been used. I love this deck so much. And it's actually the deck that I use to take all my thumbnails for the videos a lot of the time. So I've got two of these. One of the regular. This is the regular, and I've also got the large version. Really in love with this deck. So I thought, yeah, let's get this one out. So yeah, we're going to use the Dark Mansion Tarot. And we're going to use the Dark Mansion Tarot. I think we're going to use that for the career reading. We'll use this for the career reading. We're going to use the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. Usually I would use this as my private study deck, actually. But I was using it yesterday evening, and I really love just the imagery, so I thought I'd just use it for the YouTube reading. So we're going to use this one for your general reading. So we're looking at general with the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, and we're looking at your career reading with the Dark Mansion Tarot. And for your love reading, we're going to use probably my favourite deck of all, besides this one, close to the Dark Mansion Tarot, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. I'm using my trimmed deck as well, the deck that I trimmed and edged myself, so I'm going to use this one for the love reading. And finally, for your spiritual advice, we are using the Crazy Sexy Love Notes, which I just started using, I think, last week. I really love it, by Chris Carr. Finally, I forgot to mention, if we want to clarify anything, I'm using my miniature Bohemian Tarot. You get this from, oh God, I can't even remember the site that I get this from, but it's such a good deck. It's an indie deck, really beautiful. So we're going to use that as a miniature, all right? Okay, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hi, Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. It's the 15th through to the 21st of June, 2020. So we're going to do... yeah, we're going to do your reading. We're going to have a look at your general. We're going to have a look at your career. And we're going to have a look at your love life. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, Taurus. So, oh, there's the spiritual advice. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at your general. Right, so the message, the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords can be escapism. It can be deception, yes. It can be lies. But it can also be a card about avoidance and abandonment as well. So the Seven of Swords can show up when you want to run, when you're running away from something, when you're abandoning something with the Seven of Swords energy. But it's also a card about strategy as well, being very clever. Okay, let's have a look at the next card here. The Six of Wands. Okay, I actually feel that the message is that a strategy that is taken with the Seven of Swords is eventually going to yield results. It's going to bring victory with the Six of Wands. Because the Seven of Swords is, you know, and actually as well, Seven of Swords can be failure. Okay, in fact, Seven of Swords can actually represent the word failure, because he's got 7 swords to take, but he only manages to get away with 5, which means that he's kind of failed the task in a way. But I actually feel that failure will lead to victory in the end, somewhere along the line with the Seven of Swords and the Six of Wands energy. The Eight of Swords energy showing here. So it may be that right now with the Eight of Swords you can't see it. Maybe right now with the Eight of Swords energy you've got a lot of kind of negative thinking going on concerning maybe the Seven of Swords. Maybe some of you guys have failed in a certain area and you can't see that it's going to lead to victory in the end. Maybe you can't see something here. But I think that this is something that you've got to let go of, because you've got the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is a card about negative thoughts. It's a card about being being enchained and being enslaved by your negative thoughts. It's a card that talks about self-fulfilling prophecies. This person cannot see her way out because she's surrounded by all these negative ideas around her. She's powerless. She feels powerless to make any change. But I feel that this is something with the Eight of Cups meaning abandonment. This is something basically the Eight of Cups individual is actually abandoning the Eight of Swords. So I actually think that Taurus, if this resonates for you at all, it's time to kind of abandon negative thinking, okay? Because whatever it is that you have not achieved as such, it's going to lead to victory in the end. Okay, the Emperor energy showing here. So the Emperor energy is all about establishment of an order. It's all about structure, building a strong structure. It's all about asserting oneself and being in charge when you've got this Emperor energy. Okay, and it feels like as well like you need to abandon your ego too, because the Emperor represents the ego. Okay, having a massive ego. So what I'm getting here is the messages is that any failures that you've been through, it's going to lead to victory in the end. Your negative thoughts, that's what you need to focus on. You need to start abandoning, you need to let go of any negative thoughts concerning this, okay? And release yourself from the ego of the Emperor energy, because some of you guys are probably very, very harsh with yourself. I'm getting the impression here, Taurus, I didn't say Virgo. I'm getting the impression, Taurus, that you've been quite hard on yourself. You've not accomplished everything that you want to accomplish with the Seven of Swords energy. And within the Eight of Swords, you may have been doing a lot of kind of negative thinking, a lot of negative self-talk. But I think the universe is saying that every failure that we have always leads to a victory in the end. Because to fail is a good thing, because we get to learn from those failures and we get to then learn from the mistakes and strategize and learn how to do things in a completely different way. So whatever you've failed at, or I hate to use the word failure, but whatever you haven't accomplished here with the Seven of Swords, it's going to lead to a victory here with the Six of Wands energy showing here. However, you need to start letting go of the negative ideas that you hold here, okay? Which means that, you know, in order to let go of the negative ideas, you probably have to release the ego first, all right? So it's almost like you put too much on yourself. You put far too much. You give yourself, I think, in these 5 cards, it feels to me, Taurus, that you give yourself a little bit too much of a hard time. You expect too much of yourself. You've put yourself on this huge kind of, it's almost like you've set yourself this huge task to achieve. It's like you put yourself on a massive pedestal with the Emperor, and I think the Eight of Cups and the Emperor is really saying that you really need to kind of take yourself off that pedestal, okay? Release the negative thoughts, take yourself off the pedestal that you've put yourself onto, all right? Because even though you haven't accomplished what you want as yet, it is going to lead to victory in the end. Let's have a look at the work area here. So strength. Overcoming obstacles, mastering something. Sometimes strength is all about mastering a skill, overcoming a fear. The strength energy showing here. The Nine of Coins energy. So Nine of Coins is financial gain. Okay. I think that you're going to overcome an obstacle in work. And I'm seeing with the Nine of Coins energy, this may be some of you guys who run your own business. Actually, the Nine of Pentacles is ruled by Virgo, isn't it? Just going to have a quick look at my, I hope you don't mind, guys, a moment. I don't always do this, but I'm just really intrigued. I'm just going to have a look at my book, The Holistic Tarot. It's a really good book, Benabel Wow. So I'm going to have a look at the... Oh, no, that is not the book that I want. That is not the book. Sorry. All right, let me get the other one. It's not that one. It's this one. This is the one that I want. Oh, twisting my back up. Tarot and Astrology is what I wanted. Sorry. I'm going to have a look at the Nine of Pentacles. It's ruled by Virgo, this card. So I want to see what it says about this card. It's got something to say. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Let's have a look. 6, 7, 8, 9, 148 is the Nine of Pentacles. So let's have a look. 148. Right. What have we got here? So, yeah. Nine of Pentacles. So, yeah. Venus in Virgo. Okay. So here we see Venus, the Empress, given rulership over part of the Hermit's realm. Even in isolation, she surrounds herself with objects of beauty and comfort, symmetry and balance. When Venus visits the second decan of Virgo, she's in her full 180 degrees from her exaltation in Pisces. Normally, planets are in fall are like unwelcome visitors, humbled, dejected, and at their absolute weakest. Venus, however, is always a benefic planet, so even when she seems to have fallen from grace, she manages to transform her environment into a place of pleasure. And that's what the Nine of Coins is. Nine of Coins is all about pleasure and just enjoying the finer things in life with the Nine of Coins. But this is work. So, so in a tarot reading, the Nine of Pentacles often represents the time spent in peaceful solitude. It suggests a measure of comfort and security. So really in work, this is personal security, as well as protection from the harsh realities of the outside world, which is why often this card can be seen as being the Gilded Cage. Let's have a look at the next card. Shows up after this. Right, we've got that good old Seven of Swords. You got one there and you got one there. How interesting is that? Good old Seven of Swords here. So, to me, the Seven of Swords is all about escaping the gilded cage of the Nine of Pentacles. Even though when you get a Seven of Coins, it can talk about money being taken. I don't think it's that case. I don't think that's the case at all. This may be security is lost, though, to a certain extent. Because the Seven of Swords takes, and that's your personal security. So personal security. So maybe with the Strength card, what it's telling you, you're going to need to have a little bit of inner belief and inner strength. Something about personal security could be lost possibly with that Seven of Swords energy. Yeah, I'm seeing an ending coming in terms of work here. And I think that the Strength card is telling you that you're going to need to have a bit of strength and inner resolve here. Okay, because I'm seeing there's going to be the loss of some personal security. So this is money, loss of personal security, money here. It looks like there's an ending coming in terms of a job, work, with the Death card showing here. Justice energy showing here. So I think there's been a big decision made maybe to cut some jobs possibly. This may not be your job, who knows, but it is saying that, and this is you, this is your personal comfort. So it seems to me, because that's you on the card, that's not you on the card, is it? Sorry, what am I saying? That's a Virgo card. Okay, why am I calling you Virgo? You're a Taurus. I do apologise. Okay, that's Virgo, but we do know that Taurus likes material things too. So, and it's Pentacles, so we could read that in any, we could read that as a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. It is actually Virgo, but it is all about personal security. So this is you in your personal security. I think personal security is going to be lost. Now that personal security, I'm sorry to say, will be for some of you guys in terms of the security of the work, the money, the security that you get from the job that you do. So I think with the Strength card, there's a need to kind of, exercise a bit of control here. And that exercising of the personal control, because the control of the Strength card is with the Lion. That's what the lady is controlling. It's funny, two Virgo cards. This is Leo and that's Virgo. How interesting is it? We've got two Leo. So it's definitely work orientated because Virgo is about work. Virgo rules the house of work, okay, in service to others. So it's definitely to do with work, obviously. But I think there is a need for self-control here with the Strength card, because I'm seeing a loss of personal fortune, probably. This is a personal fortune, and that would be a loss. It's taken. Seven of Swords is taken from that Nine of Coins. So a loss of personal fortune here. A decision to end something. So it's either that you're deciding to leave the job, or maybe somebody's deciding to wrap your job up for you. But I'm seeing a loss of personal fortune showing here. So money that you've accumulated from your job. And I'm going to ask what it is you need to be strong in. What is it you need to exercise personal control in? What is it that Taurus needs to exercise personal control on? What is it in two cards? Let's have a look. Right, the Devil. So temptation is number one. Devil is temptation. The temptation probably to Three of Pentacles energy showing here. So the Three of Coins is to... if you've got to exercise control, and that control is to do with the Devil, then the Devil is definitely a card about temptation. But the temptation involves the Three of Coins. So perhaps some of you guys are building something or expanding something in the... It depends on what it is, because the Three of Coins isn't necessarily known as a card about buying stuff. But the Three of Coins can also be a card about socialising. But then who's socialising these days? With what's going on in the world, nobody's socialising. But the Three of Coins, threes represent expansion and growth. And the Pentacles are about your money. So there's a need to exercise control if you are tempted to expand your money. Maybe some of you guys are probably gambling here or taking a gamble on your money. So probably the only thing I can think of with this is gambling, because it's the expansion. Threes are growth and the Pentacles are money. So growing your money, there's a temptation to grow your money. Well, there's nothing wrong with investing, but maybe, the only way that somebody is growing their money is by gambling their money, that type of thing. So putting money into places where they think that they can triple their income. So, and actually that could be it as well, the temptation to grow your money. So if you're putting your money into areas in which, to be perfectly honest with you, it's a great thing if you're wanting to increase your financial flow by investing in certain things like business ideas or... business ideas, for example, or, starting up business or things like that. That's great. But I think that it's saying that now is not the time to be tempted by the idea of expanding and growing your income, because you're going to need to save your income, because some of your personal money, personal fortune may be lost, because it looks like there's a decision to change something up around the jobs that you do. All right, so it just feels like Three of Coins is not a card about, if we had the Three of Cups or the Nine of Cups or the Seven of Cups, I would have said the temptation to, or the Empress sitting next to the Devil. I would have said it's the temptation to go out and kind of just be frivolous with money, to spend on luxury items, things like that. But the Three of Coins isn't necessarily a card about spending on luxury items. It's a card about building things up. And because it's a number 3, it's expansion, and because it's a pentacle, it's money, then it's to grow your money. So there could be a temptation to try and grow your money, i.e. putting your money into schemes and things like that, where you can, setting up a business, putting money into that area, that type of thing. Maybe some of you guys, it's buying stock or buying things for a business, but it's saying that you need to kind of just a little bit of self-control in that area. Maybe some of you guys, it's about doing your house up, it's buying things for the home, it's creating things, that type of thing. You're putting your money into areas where you feel that it's going to, it's going to come back triple towards you. But I think the universe is saying that you need to exercise some self-control on that with the Strength card, because there could be some lost income here with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Coins due to a decision being made, probably to curb something within a job, cut some jobs, whatever the case might be. Finally, for love, the Eight of Cups indicates a need to abandon what is no longer serving us. Let's have a look at the next card showing here. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing somebody abandoning a relationship. They're cutting somebody out with the Two of Swords showing there. The King, you're probably cutting out this individual here, the King of Swords. I'm seeing some of you Taurians abandoning and cutting out, possibly could be an air sign individual, King of Swords person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If it's not an air sign, then this could be just somebody who is emotionally disconnected. Could also be very abusive as a King of Swords. Doesn't matter if he's in the upright, he still can be a really abusive individual. Somebody who could be quite rude, for example. Somebody who doesn't know how to love, for example, or show their feelings. I'm seeing that you're deciding to cut somebody like this out. What's the next one showing here? The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is, I think you're starting to see this person from another perspective with the Hanged Man showing here. And you've decided to withdraw. The Hermit showing up here. So you're starting to see this person from another perspective and you want to withdraw with the Hermit. Okay, and I also feel that you're not just that you're seeing this person from a different perspective. I think that you've found various things out about this person as well, because the Hermit is not just about withdrawing, it's also about finding things out. It's also about discovering. Okay, so it could be that you're discovering something here with this Hermit energy showing here. You may have discovered as well, looking into the Hermit facing towards the Hangman, you may have also discovered with that Hermit energy showing there that this person isn't really kind of fully committed, just kind of just is there, but isn't really putting the effort or the work in, with the Hangman energy showing there as well. So yeah, let's do a quick recap of the reading before we do the spiritual advice then, Taurus. So in terms of your general advice, I think the universe is trying to say to you, look, some of you guys are caught up in your own head a little bit with the Eight of Swords. You expect far too much of yourself. You put yourself on far too much of an emperor with the Emperor energy showing here. And some of you guys, because of this, you tend to, have a lot of negative thoughts. You've not accomplished as much as you want to with the Seven of Swords, but I think the universe is trying to tell you that, in terms of failure always leads to success, because for every failure that we have, we're learning something that helps us to grow as an individual, and that helps us to put other strategies into place that will work. All right, so it's trying to tell you that for every failure or lack of accomplishment you feel, there's going to be a success that comes from that. All right, but you really need to start abandoning these negative thoughts that you have and releasing with the Eight of Cups the ego that you sit in. I think you just put yourself on, you put too much stuff on yourself, and when you fail something, it's almost like, oh, forget it, I'm not going to do it. But the universe is saying don't do that, because for every failure there is a success. In terms of work, I think that you need to exercise a bit of self-control, especially when it comes to things like being tempted to try and grow your money, for example, maybe things like investing in your money into work schemes, into businesses, that type of thing, which is commendable. But I think it's telling you to kind of hold back on doing things like that simply, or maybe tempted to do like home projects, work projects, investing your money in areas like that. Or even in learning, for example, maybe you're tempted to invest in a course or something with the Three of Coins, that type of thing. I think the universe is saying just hold back on that a little bit at the moment, Taurus, because there may be a loss in, a lack or a loss in your income, a loss of income with the Nine of Coins energy. It looks like there's a decision being made to cut jobs or to even cut hours, because death is the cutting of something, it's the ending. So it may be a cut of job or cut of hours or something like that. Finally, in terms of love, there's a person here. This King of Swords could be an abuser. Doesn't matter, doesn't have to be upside down. Could still be quite abusive, because he can be a little bit of a bully, the King of Swords. Somebody who could be quite emotionally disconnected with the King of Swords energy showing here. Somebody who doesn't know how to show their feelings with the King of Swords energy. Some of you guys may be choosing that you're going to abandon this person and cut them out. It'll either be because this person wasn't really putting in much of an effort. Maybe they were just taking the piss with the relationship, the Hangman. Or it could be because you've started to see this person. You've found a lot of stuff out about them through the Hermit. And with the Hangman, you're now starting to see. So from what you discovered, you're starting to see this person in a whole new light. And also because you're starting to see a different perspective on this person here, you've just decided to withdraw. You want to you want to spend some time out on your own. That type of thing. Okay, let's have a quick look then, finally, at your spiritual advice. It's telling you to ask for help, spiritual advice, okay? So it says, are you constantly giving to others, yet rarely receiving what you need? Then it's time to ask for help. You're not Superwoman, so there's no need, or Superman, so there's no need to do it all yourself. You have an army of angels on speed dial. Give them a call, communicate your needs, and learn to receive, dear one. When we're open to the help that's all around us, the universe provides assistance. Make sure to look for the signs. Once you ask for help, they'll start appearing. Amazing. Wow, I love that message. Taurus, wow, fantastic. All right, that's your reading for the week, my darling Taurians. If you'd like to order your own personal reading, click on the link in the comment section below or the end screen. Other than that, have an absolutely fantabulous week, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.